I'm Callie Lewis. You're watching Geek Brief TV. This is Brief 639. It's a good day for gadget news. Information at the FCC indicates that Apple will be updating the Mighty Mouse in a way that somehow involves multi-touch. We won't really know anything until Apple's ready to share, but Microsoft's hardware researchers have at least 5 of their own ideas about how multi-touch could be incorporated into mice. The FTIR mouse works like you might imagine. FTIR stands for Frustrated Total Internal Reflection. The user touches a translucent surface and a camera tracks multiple points of touch. The entire mouse moves like any other mouse, but gestures on the translucent surface augment what the user can do on the screen. The Orb mouse also has an internal camera and a source of diffused infrared illumination. I guess we can think of it like a spherical trackpad because it can read touches that happen at any point on the surface of the orb. The Cat mouse uses a matrix of capacitive touch sensing electrodes to read fingertip positions to perform familiar gesture controls like pinch and zoom. The Side mouse is more unique. It uses proximity sensors to read finger motions on the desk surface surrounding the device. It looks like it could be a comfortable place to rest a wrist, but you don't have to actually be touching it to make it work. The 5th idea is called Arty Mouse. It looks odd, but it's actually the closest thing to mice we already use. It has 3 optical mouse sensors that track motion from the wrist, just like any other optical mouse, but the 2 other sensors track movement from a thumb and index finger. Those are 5 multi-touch mice ideas from Microsoft. Last week we talked about the new multi-touch bamboo tablets from Wacom. I bought one and returned it. I expected it to work like the touchpad on a MacBook Pro, and it didn't come close. You're watching an actual screen capture of me using the bamboo. You can see the cursor jumping around, and over again it kept registering my touch as a right click and bringing me unwanted right click menus. It clicked links I didn't want it to click, and one time it shot down to my dock to delete an application icon I wasn't trying to remove. I gave myself a day, tweaked settings, and it just wasn't for me. If you've had a better experience with a bamboo pen and touch, share it with us in a comment on the Geek Brief site. In addition to Bacon and researchers, I think we've established that I'm pretty keen on robots. In fact, I'm in the process of building my second little robot. Putting together the hardware is like putting together a model. I follow the instructions, and since there are electronics involved, assuming everything is correctly connected, the process moves to software. With my first robot, when I wanted it to walk, I had to attach it to a computer and load the command into its memory. When it fell on its head, I had to reconnect it to the computer, tweak the command, and try again. Well, V-Stone's Robovie-PC is a hobbyist robot that is the computer. It runs either Windows or Linux and has a 1.6 GHz Atom Z530 processor. It has dual USB ports, Wi-Fi, and VGA. In its head, you'll find a 1.3 megapixel camera. The Robovie-PC is 15 inches tall and walks so much better than my first robot. Well, it was called the toddler for a reason. The uncut video of the Robo-PC in action is at www.geekbrief.tv. One more. Toshiba has a new LCD TV that integrates what it calls a cell broadband engine. The Cell Regza 55X1 processes multimedia video 143 times faster than Toshiba's top-of-the-line Regza TV. It divides the 55-inch display into 512 areas with individually controlled lighting. The dynamic contrast ratio is 5,000,000:1. It has 3 terabytes of internal storage that will record up to 8 digital channels at a time. Not only can it record 8 channels at a time, it can also display 8 channels at a time. It has an Opera browser for surfing the internet when connected via broadband and will display JPEG photos and YouTube video. That's it. Really quick with the sponsorship, angieslist.com/geek. My promo code saves you 25% when you sign up. I'm Callie Lewis. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.